Well, hey Pisces, how about a reading from your metal dog today? It is, past mutable signs weekend. I'm a weekend behind. But last weekend's readings were tough, so you'll be glad. Been having awesome readings for mutable signs this weekend. Okay, we are going to do a reading about someone in your life. It could be someone coming in, someone very familiar, kin, lover, friend, work person, political figure. We'll see. All right, I'm going to start with an overall card from the Tarot of the She. That's how you spell that. Celtic. I keep making this comment. There's like a lot of extra letters to my ear in the Celtic spelling of words. But anyway, Tarot of the She. The She are fairies, earth spirits. So let's see what we have here. All right, Pisces, your overall energy in this person or of this relationship is temperance. A waiting energy, waiting on divine timing, waiting to alchemize. And I'm going to read to you the brief little channeled message that comes with this card in this book here for you, since you got a major arcana. So the artist channeled a message, or has written up a really cool message from Temperance to you, Pisces. Sun within moon, fire within ice, I am the healing waters of the tempered soul. From one comes all, and from all I come, the secret balance that must be kept. Life emerges, the sun awakes, and that which seemed opposed finds the key within that which brings completeness. I am the frost of dawn, I am the sky that melts, I am the stars below and the earth above. I am the formula of renewal. I am blessed winter's rest. I am the world within worlds, the heart within the song. I am the winged messenger of your higher self. I am the inner warrior of your deepest being. I am the alchemy of peace and the precious curative stone within the golden toad. The golden toad. Search no longer on the winding road. My path is clear and full of respite. Drink from the flowing ice of stars and find your purpose healed once more. So it's a card of healing. It's a card of waiting. It's a card of, it's almost like the stars below and the earth above. It's a kind of world upside down. It gives me a hanged man feel when I read that. So we'll continue to look at this image and to think about what this fairy is bringing into you, what you're waiting for, what you're alchemizing, and we'll just see what happens here. What's going on the bottom here? We have some lovely energy, a lot of energy underneath your surface, Pisces, which doesn't surprise me at all. So we have a Three of Cups, the Dancer 3, card of friendship and reconciliation. And since this is a reading about somebody in your life, it may be a person that you wish to reconcile with or with whom reconciliation is possible, but they are certainly a friend. We have the Dreamer Prince, the gift of liberty. This is coming up a lot. This is bringing the truth into the matter. So people who have been reticent, and I always get the Seven of Swords with you, Pisces, that watch my channel, which card of secrecy. Beautiful image of strength, taming your lower impulses, the impulses of this dragon through love and inspiration. That's definitely a part of the process of alchemizing, taking your waters and mixing them back and forth, your emotions. This is a very fiery strength card, so all of that wand's energy is emphasized here. Strength is one of the cards of Leo. Temperance is card of, I want to say Sagittarius. even though I don't really get why. I'll have to read up on that. Okay, Warrior 10. So this is the quit your job card. This is somebody carrying the burden of everybody else on their shoulders. This little fairy, or big, she's very big actually relative to the humans here. Feels very much about earth, but there's lots of fire, lots of wands energy in your reading, Pisces. Water in temperance makes me think of you, obviously. And then we have the classy love offer of the Dancer Prince, the Knight of Cups here. Beautiful tree spirit coming out in front of the moon, filled with that Ace of Cups here. So a lot more underlying energy than I see normally. So we will sort this out, Pisces, and look at this relationship, this person in your life. Okay. I'm going to pull 6 cards. The first will be how this person appears in your life. So this will be, you should be able to recognize this person based on that card. And then how you appear to them, your relationship, what's hidden from you, some advice in the future. All right. Okay. This deck's ready to go. So, what's the split? All right, Pisces, what do we have here? We have, for how they appear in your life, 4 of Voices. This is someone going alone to heal their mind. This is the swords, the mind. So they go into some kind of sanctuary. This is a lovely rose petal bathtub here. And then these are how the swords or voices appear in this deck. And I see there's a figure here watching this person heal. This puts me in mind of the relationship between you. And it's the first time I've noticed that person in this deck. So that's how they appear to you. You might feel like it's difficult to access them because they're healing. You think about them a lot. Okay. You appear to them as a 7 of Voices. That's so interesting. Didn't I just say 7 of Swords? This is the secretive kind of, it's a card that you get often, Pisces, and I've read it for you as being about being involved in something very private. It's not, sometimes the 7 of Voices has a hint of dishonesty, thievery, disempowerment. With you, I see this foxy playfulness. It's always seemed to me like you're doing something really fun with other people that I can't really see. So take what you will here. But this is how you appear to your friend. You actually both kind of appear inaccessible to one another. Like they can't tell what's really going on with you or what you're doing. And they're in the process of healing and privacy that you are just looking in on from the outside here. So let's find out what does this do to your relationship? Well, that's cool. It's a 10 of materials. It's actually a very stable 3D, rich, secure relationship. It looks like a relationship happening within the real world that's very much in community. So yeah, that's the sense I got from here, that there is a reconciliation, or that this is someone who's already your friend. And I also get the sense of how they are healing, and you're kind of waiting on them to do that work. And then with your 7 of Voices, we get that dreamer prince who's the Knight of Swords. So this is about truth here. There's an issue with truth opening up. It's coming up in all the readings I did for mutable signs. Everybody kind of needs to tell somebody important how they feel and how important they are to each other. And I don't really know what you need to do, but it's definitely here your privacy and whatever this this thing that you've been doing is. Okay, what is hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know? The Emperor. All right, so this is card of structural power, an alpha, decisive, yes, no, King of Kings energy. You can see that this one is quite bigger than all the little ones, which makes me think of this relationship. You just feel little relative to this person who's healing. And I also see a relationship between these two images here. So we have like the community gathered around this in your relationship here. And then a little is looking to me like one person seems sort of greater importance than others. And so I think, watch out for that in you, but also watch out for that in this other person. Like if they're all about them and you seem to shrink into nothing, watch out for that. Okay, so that's what's hidden that the tarot wants you to see. What's your advice? Your advice is a queen of inspiration, more fire, wands, energy. She is, she's a match for the emperor easily. She is the queen of the law of attraction. She is able to make what she wants in the world. Very sexy. So be this. There's so much fire in your reading, Pisces. Be your sexy self. And I always look for the cat because she always has usually a black cat. And here you have this jaguar. Again, there's a size difference of being observed as larger than life by another being here. So this seems to be a theme of your reading today. Sort of difference in size and importance felt by different people here in the reading. And the future, a 5 of voices. This is a 5 of swords. This is an uncomfortable card. This is a card of self-harm. It's a card of winning in a way that feels shitty because you or others or both got harmed. Harming others alienates us from the gift of winning. Some people call this the headache card, but it can put you up in your head. But it's also, 5s are passageway, I learned from Jodorowsky. And this is certainly showing us a passageway. We see people meditating, some kind of process of getting grounded, getting out of your thoughts. You can see all the birds here flying around. And I see the olive branch being offered here. So this is the opportunity of a 5 of voices here to correct something. Interesting. All right, what's going on underneath here, Pisces? The Fool. Justice. So I saw the Fool for you when I was shuffling another one of these decks. So here's your Fool. This is you starting out on a new journey full of faith. And then there is Justice. So this could be, I've thought that the 7 of voices, the secrecy and privacy, has to do with you doing some kind of work that's about justice, social justice, a kind of larger political agenda that kind of requires you to be private. Here, what I'm seeing, and it's making me think of this Dancer 3, the 3 of Cups that you get here. So I see this one dividing into 3 people. It's like it feels like an opening up here. Opening up. There's this sort of finding the truth in the, between the 2 halves. And there's that here as well in Temperance, that there's very often an angel with 2 cups. So finding the right mix between 2 sides here. So it's an interesting somebody in your life. Really, definitely a relationship here of size and of somebody's big and somebody's little. And I feel like that's actually alternating between you two. Like you're both inclined to either see the other as larger than life or to maybe think too much of yourselves, and that the other person's importance shrinks to you when you do that. And I'm inclined actually towards this ladder interpretation, because we do see in the future you needing to examine the process by which you got your victory. So let's look. We'll clarify. Strength is here. It's suggesting that you have the power to rise to your better self. There's a lot of fire and rising from fire. Like I see that here. See, we see the fiery sunrise in this she holding space above it. We see our dragon strength image. And then there is this warrior who's holding people up above the flames. And again, a size difference here. But there is this dancer prince and this dancer 3, the heart, the emotions, and the dreamer prince, the truth teller prince, the knight of swords. So let's find out what is going on. So you see them, this person in your life, as going away and healing. My dog is having a good drink of water over there. If you hear slurping, that's what that is. Four voices. What's going on here? Ooh, ouch. There's a 10 of swords. This is probably why they're healing. They have had their heart terribly broken. It's over. It's dead. It's stabbed 10 times. That's a very good reason to go take a nice long bath and listen to really sad songs and cry. They're also doing some inner child work. 6 of Cups here. This is a soulmate card. It is a card of authentic, undefended love. Like children can exchange hearts. Boy, when you've gone through a 10 of Swords, to keep that young childish heart is, that's a good reason to heal. You can get that undefended heart back, but it becomes harder and harder the more you get burned, right? And I just love the butterfly sails on the ship out there. It's a very beautiful, lovely card in the tarot. It's often about this person. Could be your soulmate, or it could be somebody you knew a long, long time ago as kids, or a past life. It can have all of those feelings, but they are I guess I feel like they're healing from being betrayed terribly, the 10 of Swords, in order to return to their more, I think we're all more naturally born to be in a 6 of Cups, and then we get hurt right away sometimes, or over the course of our lives, and so we lose that capacity for open-heartedness. And there is the moon. There's the mystery, the secretiveness. This is the feeling that you have. You are right. They are on a moon journey. The moon journey is what you do when you go into this 4 voices state. You go in and you examine your history, your darkness, your 5 of voices, what you've done to others, how you've been harmful. You go on a journey into your own darkness, things that you fear to look at, and you look at them all. And that's what your person, this person in your life, is doing right now, which is really great for any friendship that they're doing that. So they see you as secretive, perhaps dishonest, but definitely you both feel like you can't really tell what's going on with the other, that you're kind of mysteries to one another. They actually might think you're dishonest. Let's look at what is really going on underneath your surface here. There's the Emperor. Remember, we get this as what's hidden from you. That's the Emperor. So we get that would be you. Very powerful, big, giant person. Very decisive. You have and use structural power. Death. You are very transformative, or going through a process of transformation. Perhaps you are looking at your Emperor tendencies. King of Swords. That's lovely. I love the King of Swords. For ignoring the man spreading, the King of Swords is a person who, they're at the the pinnacle of swords, the intellect. They're very intellectual. You are Seven of Voices. This is how you appear to them. That's also swords. So this is the mind we're looking at. And I think of the process of moving from, if we're going through a narrative here, from the Emperor to the King of Swords. It's a transformative process with death between them. So if the Emperor is very confident, and I'm looking at the color difference between, so we say this is where you begin and this is where you end up. You can see all the heat here, all the fire that we saw in the cards earlier, and then this is a much cooler person. But I, unlike other tarot readers, do not interpret swords as cold. They are the suit of air, the suit of spring. I always have to, it doesn't make sense sometimes. It is a beautiful, intellectual, but a state where the King of Swords has used his mind, has used honesty, right? So this is also this suit and it's called the Dreamer. In this, if you look for feathers, birds, the mind, these are all of that suit. So this is a person who has used the truth, and maybe they have used it in a way where they also re-examine. It doesn't feel good to be that brutally honest. I must always use my strength. So we have the Strength card here. My higher self to temper my violence, and sometimes the truth can be violent. And that's how I think of the King of Swords, as somebody who is learning to have a new relationship with the truth and the power of it. And so that's the transformation that I see you going through here. And I think it's why your person here sees you as a Seven of Voices. Like, they can't quite figure you out, and it's because you're being private around the truth. You may be, sometimes you change, you go from one extreme to another, from the Emperor, like, blah, to the very quiet. The kings tend to be actors, but also, like, I think of the King of Cups, he doesn't open up. So I guess I universalize that in my thinking of kings. You start thinking about others instead of just yourself when you're a king. Okay, your relationship with this person, Pisces, is a 10 of materials. Beautiful, beautiful, abundant. It looks sort of, I think of like roses as domesticated, pruned. And this looks very pruned and domesticated and organized. So that's a part of the Pentacles suit or materials or earth that we're looking at here. So there's the Queen of Swords. There's the truth again, really important in this relationship. She has clarity and she will cut you out. She's very clear on who's in and who's out of her community. Communication and action, the Eight of Wands, fire energy. Let me just see what I see here. And the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment in the personal level, an emotional place of fulfillment. So this is your relationship. It's looking a little bit like people ending up by themselves here, because the Nine of Cups is a solitary person. The Queen of Swords cuts people out. Yeah. So your relationship is one in which somebody has acted on clarity and ended up alone. So that's probably why the Three of Cups is here, the card of reconciliation. So let's see. What's hidden from you, the Emperor? This might be somebody that you've lost or who has lost you. And somebody that you were in community with that you cut out. And one thing I see in this Eight of Wands is I see how their head is all lit up. It's like the fire of the mind in play here. So it's like wands are fire, they're passion, they're your body, but it's the mind that's lit up in this image. And so because the Queen of Swords is of the swords is of the mind. I'm seeing action coming from thoughts. And it actually works out for whoever this is, you or your friend. You end up alone. So, I don't know. There is a 10 of Swords in their side. It's like they got left. And they're healing. It's almost like you left them because you got the swords here with the King of Swords. Like there's some way that something between you happened that was quite dramatic, and I see it being you cutting them out, and that's why they're seeing you. They don't understand what happened, and yeah. So we'll see. Okay, your advice here. I'm sorry, what's hidden from you, the Emperor, is Princess of Cups. A little, small, young heart offering. Flirty. So this is, in advice, it's like you're still quite large in this person's consciousness, and offer them just a small gesture of the heart would be that advice. The Nine of Wands. This is a person who has been struggling, who has learned and changed as a result of struggle. But remember, we see the next card here above, which is the 10 of Wands. So this is a person almost finishing a Wands cycle. And it's very transformative. And then you're done when you get here. It's tiring. And then we get the Princess of Wands. She has appeared in every reading that I have given this weekend. She is the young, foreign, queer, outside the norms voice. When you offer your heart to this person who has struggled with you in your relationship, part of what you also do is receive their outside viewpoint on you. That's what I think. So this is what's hidden, is there is a need for you to open your heart, just in a small way, a princess way, to this person that is struggling and exhausted. I think as a result of your relationship, which has ended, and very painfully. And then you get the gift. There is a gift that they have to offer you of seeing. The Emperor is structural power. This one is, I would say, the opposite of that. She is the herald of the outsider viewpoint. So the one that doesn't have structural power, that doesn't fit. That's why I say queer. Queer is defined as outside the norms, not gay, although gay people are certainly that, but there can be many ways to be queer. It's interesting that, she's got this tattoo, which I associate with various indigenous traditions in the Americas. She's a woman of color. She is an outside perspective on structural power appearing underneath the Emperor. That appears to be possible to receive her message when somebody makes a small gesture from their heart in this relationship between the two of you. Your advice is Queen of Inspiration, also in the fire realm. Your advice. You guys are big to one another. You're very significant to each other. That is, there's no doubt. Yeah, so there's a Four of Wands. This is somebody that, this is a wedding. It's a celebration. It's the party with the people that totally get you, right? And that's why the classy love offer is here. And that's why reconciliation is here, because this is actually a person that you get to be your true Queen of Inspiration with. There's work to be done. This is Pentacles. It's this kind of materials. So there's work to be done. This can be in the realm of career, but it is coming in more to me as like they're doing moon journey work. You're also transforming in the way that you use your honesty. You are the emperor. So that's why I see this hidden thing as like when you open your heart a little bit to this person that has struggled with being in relationship with you and is tired, then you can hear what they have to say. This will set you also into some work. Towards this is a really soulmate connection. This is important. This is the Two of Cups, a Four of Wands, there are Six of Cups. If you put in some work to recreate this really lovely, authentic, undefended connection with this person that got hurt, you can have justice between you. Like these are two cards that both, so you get the Justice card, and this is in personal relationships, a mirroring, it's equal give and take. It is so different from what we have seen in multiple ways of like the big one and then everybody else is insignificant. So since you're the emperor, Pisces, like whatever, there are times in our lives, no judgment, that's what I want to say. Like there are times in our lives when we go through something and we just have to be incredibly about ourselves. And then that ends. And when that ends, then you might have some stuff you need to clean up because people feel abandoned and left out. They can't access you. They don't understand what's going on with you. That you're appearing to this person as a Seven of Voices. It looks like they got hurt. So that the future is this passageway of offering the olive branch in this situation here. So let's see. It seems really worthwhile, this connection. And we can see Temperance here, a healing of emotional healing. Reconciliation is here. Truth telling, rising to your highest self is here. Putting down some kind of burden and going forward with your heart. Those are your that's your overall energy that I showed you at the beginning. So it makes sense to me why we got that narrative there. Okay, King of Cups. So there's the Heart King. He's emotionally intelligent. He is a very good listener. I think this card portrays this in that he's holding his emotions back in order to receive yours. So he's a good listener, the King. And that's the King of Cups. That seems the world. There's an ending and there is also a beginning with the world. And I saw the Fool card at some point, didn't I? Yes, the Fool is it's a similar energy. This was the next step. It's like going forth full of faith, leaping off into the unknown. This is the card that ends a cycle. It also signals the beginning. And there's a couple of endings here because you have this Warrior 10, this is the Quit Your Job card, and your friend has a Ten of Swords. So something needs to end and begin anew. Ten of Swords, very often, this actually is well before the moon has gone down, well before sunrise. The dark. So usually there is a sunrise in the Ten of Swords. What else? One more card here for your future. There's what ends your secrecy, the Seven of Swords. All right. Those poor foxes. They always get such a bad reputation for being secretive and sneaky. So you got all these truths that you've been keeping behind your back. Your fingers are crossed. This is what's coming to the end. This is how they see you. This is ending. The world says this is coming to an end. Secrets and lies. If you have been omitting even or directly dishonest, you are being offered the opportunity in this reading to come forward with your cup, to offer your cup just in a small way to somebody who has felt that you have been you hurt them. And so this is an opportunity for reconciliation if you quit with omitting and being dishonest. That's not necessary, but it is an invitation here for you to do that. Okay. There's a lot of underlying stuff here again. This is a tough reading, Pisces. Usually I don't get such tough readings for you. But I feel like we're kind of like getting into this Seven of Swords theme that I've seen for a while. And I've embraced it for you, and I've respected your privacy. But there's just more information coming up here underlying that says, very quickly. So the devil. Don't be afraid. The devil is addiction, it's codependence, it's self-doubt, it's messages that say you're not worthy of being awake and being loved. There's the Prince of Wands. This can be a fast, lusty energy without heart. There's all this fire here, all this passion. It's impulsive, it's quick, and people can get hurt in it, even though it's beautiful and creative at other times. I see hurt. 5, there's abandonment, somebody feeling very left out. Again, it's a 5, right? So it's another passageway. It's an opportunity for whoever's feeling abandoned to come out of isolation and enter the room through this portal. This is also a portal. Passageway is very clear here. There's plenty of pentacles. So this is a feeling of being left out. There is an offering of the heart here. We've seen this several times with your Dancer Prince, classy love offer, and with your little Princess of Cups. There's just like tons of opportunities and invitations in this reading to, if you're going to tell the truth, do it with a cup, do it with your heart, do it with your emotions, do it with temperance. So you're patient, you take the time, you're thoughtful and emotionally wise, and strength is here as well, right? You're tempering all your fire. And then we get this, I really like this 4 of Discs. This is a card about, I have 4, I've made this tiny little world and I'm going to protect it, but I'm missing out on what's out here. So it's good for you. You made 4 pentacles, but there is a big, abundant, plentiful world out here. So if you are protecting yourself, protecting what you've made, and you have a beautiful little small world, right? Like you have this individual personal satisfaction. If the strategy that you're using to protect that little world is omission, secrecy, even lying, what this reading tells you, there is somebody who you can heal a relationship with, who I feel there's lots of love. There's all this soulmate shit here. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be any kind of deep, heartfelt soul connection. It's here on the table between you and this person. It seems to me like come out of your little safe space into this world. And they're the one that's actually gone into the safe space. Is another 4 pentacles. You have several 4s here. This is the beautiful 4 of Wands. That is a part of your advice. Part of your advice is this is a real deal. This is a person who gets you. So I see these 2 worlds here as quite similarly. Like it's all up on the surface. There's 4. It's 4 corners, 4 legs on the table. It's stable. This is free, and this is private. And your 7 of Swords way is ending, right? World puts an end to this stuff. So that's a future. Should you choose to take this advice and recognize and put the work in to this friendship or relationship or whatever this connection is, Pisces. So very cool, very challenging reading. No shame. The devil being here You have something, they have something, they're going on a moon journey, you have death, there's transformation here that allows for this communication. What the devil says is it's about, and strength being here as well, strength conquers the devil. So this is the card that where you rise to your higher self. That's here for you to draw upon your higher self. And the devil is just a place of bondage, much like the Seven of Voices, actually. It's like disempowerment in your mind. This is a bigger, major arcana sense of that. And if addiction is one of your issues, and I guess I think Pisces have addiction issues, and I think it's because as a sign, you're the oldest sign, you have these deep feelings, and one of the methods that people who are deep feelers can use is addiction: alcohol, drugs, love, sex, you name it, TV, whatever, other people, that you can use that to distract yourself from what are really deep, powerful feelings. And then somehow what that does is it actually turns you into this emperor who, like, addiction's weird. Like it makes you selfish and self-centered. It puts you in a place like this, right? And I feel like this is you and this is your friend, and they're a beautiful butterfly, and they're offering you an Ace of Cups, and if you offer them an Ace of Cups, you get to be in the same world together. But it has to be more than about just you, Pisces, because there's this big person and this little person over and over and over in this reading. And it's mutual. Like, you may both see each other as like being so freaking self-centered. It's always about you, you, you. I feel like that's here. And it's caused a rift between you. So open your heart and listen, right? Be the King of Cups. He's a good listener. So is the King of Swords. Good listeners. Heart people. Okay, I think I've repeated myself. I've hammered this into you, Pisces. I hope it helps. Let me know. Have a beautiful day.